just pretty happy with how our team performed today.
Davion, I was going to ask Coach Rod this, but I'll start with you. On the fake bunt slash whatever you want to call it play, I mean, was that the plan from the get-go, or was that when he called you out and y'all had talked for a second? I mean,
don't give away all the secrets.
Yeah, as soon as they showed the bunt at first pitch, and then they ran some bunt defense, and he called me over there and he said, just read the shortstop and just do what you have to do and execute, and that's what I did.
Rod, what was, obviously it worked out perfectly. The other coach mentioned that they were prepared for it, but I mean, it's one of those things where, if it's executed right, what y'all did, it's hard to defend.
Well, and that's, what people don't know is it happened earlier this year. Davion bunted into the crash, and the defense was able to execute what they were trying to do. And so I just wanted to remind him, and that was the big thing, just remind him, hey, remember, you're going to reach shortstop breaks. This is what we're going to do. You got a bunch of people out of position. If you just get this thing on the ground somewhere, it can cause a lot of havoc. And very fortunate that, the pitcher wasn't a little bit taller because it goes off his gloves. He's able to get into center field, and Shea's able to score from second base. And so that, for me, was just a great sign. And it's a testament to Davion as a freshman, being in this environment where you can execute those types of things. It just goes to the growth and the maturity that he's gone through this year. And I told him, you're not freshmen anymore. You're well above and beyond that. A lot of people don't get to play in these environments, and so your freshman status has gone out the window, and you're now a veteran on this team.
What does Davion do well for you to be able to put some action plays on him? He had a hit and run a little bit later.
I'll tell you what, for a freshman, he handles the bat really well. He does a phenomenal job, and I have a lot of trust in him being able to do some things with that bat. I've done it with him all year. I will continue to do it with him. I'll tell you what, his success rate when we do stuff is very high, just because he buys into it, and that's one of the great things about him is that he's unselfish. He just wants to make sure he does what he's supposed to do, and he is slowly becoming one of the best base runners on our team as well.
Kyle, not the first time we've seen you fist pump after a strikeout, but getting Snyder, I mean, how good did that feel?
Oh, it felt great. I mean, he's a really good hitter. I'd say probably one of the better hitters on our team. And coming into the ball game, I knew I was going to face him, and I was going to give him my best stuff and see who won. And today I won, but it was a good job by him.
Kyle, how big was that just to get out of that first inning? I mean, you got a runner at third.
Yeah,
runners at the corner, actually. And
I came in, and Shea and I had some signs mixed up. It was my fault. And threw a wild pitch, and the runner went to third. The next guy hit, but still didn't bother me. I had another base open. So that's kind of was my mindset. Just if I have to walk two guys to get to the hitter I want, that's fine. Just don't let him score. That's kind of the way I was thinking up there.
We tried Kyle's performance in a game that was almost seemingly slipping away. How big was that to get those kind of innings out of him?
First of all, it wasn't slipping away.
Okay. Tie ball.
It's baseball.
Yes.
Okay. They're a very talented team, so they're trying to win this game too. He came in and he does exactly why we bring him in. He can come in any situation regardless. He has very good stuff. We have a lot of trust in him and the rest of that bullpen to be able to come in and regardless of the situation, help us get out of whatever trouble we might be in that time. And he did exactly what we needed him to do, to be able to come in and force them to get some hits on some pretty quality pitches, and then having him rear back and throw some balls by some guys was really fun to see today.
Davion, that inning, Shea starts it, but did it seem like it was just kind of a pass the bat mentality when, everybody's coming up there and getting hits?
Yeah, it's just once he started and everybody's confidence went up even more, and then we just went after one.
He had a laser beam, didn't Shea?
He hit a ball really hard today. Yes,
that's normal for Shea, though.
But that's this. I guess that's the hard part about coaching very talented kids is you get a chance to see it every day, and so you kind of forget how talented they are because they do certain things like that, like watching Kyle throw a ball by a guy and watching Davion smash the ball on a hit and run and watching Shea smash the ball into the gap. You see it so frequently that you just kind of go. And I tell them, I go, sometimes I start to expect great things because they're very talented. And when you don't see it, you're kind of like, wait, what's going on? So it's really fun from my end to to be able to have those guys out there doing their thing. And when you're able to see it day in and day out, it's pretty special for a coach too.
How much does it change the dynamic of the team when the bottom of the lineup is producing as well as it did today?
I'll tell you what, it's kind of happened all year. We have moments where the top 3 or 4 hitters do a phenomenal job. Then there's games where you'll see the bottom half, they'll roll out 10, 11 hits between 3 or 4 of them. I just think the first inning is when our lineup is actually defined in regards to hitters 1, 2, 3. After that, I have no problem with Andy Thomas being a phenomenal leadoff hitter because of the type of hitter he is. And Shea can do the same thing as a 2-hitter. He's one of our best bunters. But, there's a lot of things that our lineup can do, and it's just a matter of where it falls in the game that day.
Rod, in a tournament like this, how important has it been to maybe not have to go so much into the tank as far as the pitching? You've kind of gone through these first 2 games without using a whole lot.
I'll tell you what Hayden Kettler did today was pretty impressive. He's kind of one of the guys that's being kind of talked over, but being able to go 5 strong innings in this moment where, it's pretty hot. Even for Texas kids, it's still pretty hot out there, and being able to go through and do what he did in this and be able to give a chance to win, that's all we're asking. Give us 5, 6, 7 and give us a chance to win. If we can do that, we'll rely on our bullpen to do the rest, but he did a phenomenal job for us. I mean, they're a really good team, and he made a couple mistakes and they punished him.
One final question.
Do you roll out Tyler tomorrow?
Yes, we're going to go with Tyler and then everybody else. It's one game at a time right now. We're going to win one game and then we'll deal with the next one next.
Thanks, guys.